You've cried enough. You've replayed the same story in your mind 1,000 times, and it's stealing your power. The truth is, it happened. It hurt. But it's over. And every minute you spend looking back is a minute you're not building your future. You can't heal while holding on to what broke you. You can't move forward while staring at the closed door. It's time to stop blaming, stop waiting, stop wishing, and start living. Because the pain was meant to shape you, not define you. Listen, your breakthrough is not in your past. It's in your next step. The same storm that tried to destroy you is now preparing you to rise stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. So take a breath, lift your head, and say it out loud. It's time to get over it. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now, letting go of the past is one of the hardest yet most liberating things a person can ever do. The past holds memories, emotions, mistakes, regrets, and sometimes even victories that we keep reliving, hoping to change something that has already happened. But the truth is, the past cannot serve your future. When you keep revisiting it, it becomes a weight that slows your growth and blurs your vision of what lies ahead. Many people carry pain from relationships, failures, or moments that didn't go as planned, and without realizing it, they let those moments dictate who they are today. Every time you look backward, you drain the energy that could be used to build something better. The past is a chapter meant to be read, not lived in. When you keep replaying your history, you remain stuck in cycles of guilt, disappointment, or bitterness that make it impossible to embrace new opportunities. To let go of the past, you must accept that what happened cannot be undone, but can be understood. There are lessons buried in pain, strength hidden in loss, and wisdom wrapped in failure. But these treasures only reveal themselves when you stop resisting and start releasing. You have to stop asking, why me? And start asking, what now? The moment you shift from questioning your pain to learning from it, you begin to grow. Healing doesn't mean you forget what happened. It means you no longer allow it to control you. You can acknowledge your scars without living in them. You can remember without reliving. The past should be a teacher, not a prison guard. Holding on keeps you in emotional bondage. It feeds fear, resentment, and doubt, making you believe that the same hurt will happen again. But letting go creates space for new beginnings, new people, and new possibilities. You must understand that growth demands release. You cannot reach for tomorrow while your hands are still holding yesterday. Every time you replay that moment, that mistake, that heartbreak, you give it power it no longer deserves. You allow something dead to dictate your living. The freedom you crave begins when you stop fighting for what's already gone and start building for what's coming. Forgiveness plays a crucial role in letting go. It's not about excusing the person or event that caused the pain, but freeing yourself from its emotional grip. Forgiveness doesn't mean you're weak. It means you value your peace more than your pride. When you forgive, you stop carrying the weight that's been crushing your spirit. You reclaim your energy and open the door to healing. The moment you decide to release the past, your heart begins to make room for joy, hope, and restoration. Life has so much more waiting for you, but you can only receive it with open hands. The future is calling you to rise, to move, to become. And it can only start when you finally let go of what no longer serves your purpose and step boldly into what's ahead. Pain is an inevitable part of every human journey, a force that can break you or build you depending on how you respond to it. When life strikes unexpectedly, it can feel like your entire world has collapsed, leaving you questioning your strength, your purpose, and even your worth. But pain, no matter how deep or heavy, is not meant to define who you are. It's meant to shape you, to carve out the best version of yourself that can only be revealed through struggle. Every scar you carry is a testimony, not a title. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become after it. Pain refines character, strengthens resilience, and deepens compassion. It stretches your capacity to endure and helps you discover strength you never knew existed within you. There are moments when pain feels endless, when the nights are long and the weight is unbearable. But those seasons are the very ones that forge your inner power. Diamonds are made under pressure, and so are you. Without pressure, there is no transformation. Pain becomes a teacher that shows you what truly matters, who truly cares, and how deeply you can rise after being broken. It teaches patience when you want instant relief, faith when you can't see the outcome, and endurance when quitting seems easier. The pain you experience doesn't come to destroy you, but to prepare you for what's next. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, and every loss carries within it the seed of growth. But that seed can only bloom when you stop identifying yourself with your suffering. When you let pain define you, you begin to see yourself through the lens of what you've endured instead of what you're becoming. You start saying, "I'm broken," instead of "I'm healing." You start believing that what hurt you is who you are, but it's not. Pain is an event, not your identity. The challenge is to rise above it, to use the lessons rather than letting the wounds limit you. It's okay to feel it, to cry, to release, but never let pain convince you that it's the end. Those who have walked through darkness and still choose to shine understand the beauty of strength. Your story may have chapters filled with struggle, but it's your courage to turn the page that reveals your purpose. Pain shapes empathy within you. It softens the heart, making you more understanding toward others who suffer. It teaches humility and wisdom, reminding you that life is not about avoiding storms, but learning how to dance in the rain. When you embrace your pain as part of your evolution, you gain authority over it. You begin to see it as the chisel that sculpts your soul, shaping your endurance, sharpening your vision, and preparing you for your destiny. What once wounded you now becomes your greatest source of wisdom, turning your scars into strength and your trials into testimony. The mind has a way of looping painful memories, forcing you to relive moments that should have already been released. You replay conversations, mistakes, and regrets, wishing you could go back and fix them. But the truth is, no matter how many times you revisit the past in your thoughts, nothing about it will change. The event remains the same, the words remain spoken, and the choices remain made. The only thing that changes is your peace, your focus, and your ability to move forward. Every time you replay what you can't change, you give it new life, allowing it to drain your emotional energy and cloud your present. The past cannot be rewritten, but it can be redefined by how you choose to think about it. You must learn to let go of the mental movie that keeps you trapped in what was. Constantly reliving your pain does not heal it, it deepens it. It's like reopening a wound that's trying to close. The more you think about what should have been, or what could have gone differently, the more you anchor yourself to a moment that has already passed. You end up becoming a prisoner of your own mind, unable to see the opportunities standing right in front of you. The past is not the enemy, but your attachment to it is. Freedom begins when you stop giving energy to what's already done and start directing that energy toward growth, healing, and creation. There are lessons hidden in every mistake and wisdom born from every loss, but to discover them, you must stop replaying the scene and start reflecting on the message. Reflection heals, replaying hurts. Reflection teaches, replaying tortures. You cannot move into your future carrying the noise of what's behind you. Life moves forward, and so must you. The people who hurt you, the decisions that disappointed you, and the chances you missed are not meant to be your home. They are moments that came to teach you something about who you are and where you're meant to go next. Every time you catch yourself thinking about the past, remind yourself that it's already served its purpose. Peace comes when you release control over what cannot be undone. Acceptance is not weakness, it's wisdom. It means you've matured enough to know that your energy is better spent building than brooding. You can't heal in the same place where you keep reliving your hurt. You can't create a new chapter if you're still reading the last one over and over. The moment you stop replaying what you can't change, you open the door for new beginnings to enter. Life has a rhythm, and when you stop resisting its flow, you rediscover balance. The past will always be a part of your story, but it doesn't have to be the part that controls you. You owe it to yourself to stop hitting repeat on the pain and start pressing play on the possibilities that await you. Healing doesn't begin when the pain stops. It begins the moment you make a conscious decision to move forward despite the pain. So many people wait for their feelings to change before they take a step toward recovery. But true healing starts with action, not emotion. You may still feel the weight of disappointment, the sting of betrayal, or the ache of loss, But the decision to move forward breaks the power of what once held you captive. Healing is not forgetting, and it's not pretending that nothing happened. It's choosing to rise each day and take one more step toward wholeness, even when your heart is still tender. When you move forward, you reclaim control over your life and refuse to let the past dictate your peace. There comes a point where you must stop waiting for closure and start creating it. The people who hurt you may never apologize, the opportunities you lost may never return, and the questions you have may never be answered. But none of that has to stop your healing. Moving forward means accepting that not everything will make sense, yet you still choose to trust the process. It's understanding that your value didn't decrease because someone failed to see it, and your future didn't end because one door closed. Every step you take toward progress, no matter how small, becomes a declaration that you are no longer defined by what broke you. Healing is a journey of reclaiming your identity. When you move forward, you begin to separate who you are from what you went through. You stop calling yourself by the name of your wounds and start identifying yourself by the strength that carried you through them. It's in the act of moving forward that the layers of pain start to peel away, revealing resilience you didn't know you had. You start to see that healing isn't about being untouched, it's about being unbroken. The scars you carry remind you of how far you've come, not how much you've lost. Every moment you refuse to stay stuck becomes an act of courage. Moving forward doesn't mean you're completely over it. It means you're choosing not to let it control you any longer. You might still feel the aches some days, but that's just proof that you're human. The difference now is that the pain no longer leads you, your purpose does. Healing thrives in motion, not stagnation. You find strength as you walk, peace as you release, and joy as you rebuild. Each forward step brings clarity, and each new day adds light to what once felt dark. The moment you decide to move forward, the universe starts aligning opportunities, people, and experiences that reflect your healing. That decision shifts everything within you, because it's no longer about surviving the past, but about creating the future you deserve. Every storm you faced was never meant to destroy you. It was designed to develop you. Life's storms come without warning, shaking your plans, testing your faith, and stripping away comfort until all that's left is what's real. It's in those moments of uncertainty and pain that your true strength is born. You don't discover resilience in calm waters. You find it in the waves that try to drown you. The storm teaches you what still matters when everything else is gone. It shows you that you can survive what once terrified you. The chaos, the tears, the confusion, all of it was shaping the version of you that could handle the next season of your life. Without the storm, you wouldn't have the wisdom, humility, or endurance that now lives inside you. When you're in the middle of the storm, it's easy to feel abandoned or forgotten. You question why things had to happen the way they did, why people left, why doors closed, and why nothing seemed to work out. But storms are not signs of failure, they are signs of transformation. The winds that feel like they're pushing against you are actually positioning you. Every setback, every loss, every disappointment is building emotional and spiritual muscle. What broke you once no longer has the same power because the storm strengthened what weakness could not. You learn to stand taller, think deeper, and move wiser because of what you've endured. Storms have a way of clearing paths you would have never chosen on your own. They remove what's not meant to go with you and refine what's meant to remain. Sometimes what feels like loss is actually divine protection. The storm pushes out what's unstable so that your foundation can be rebuilt on truth, faith, and inner power. You learn to depend less on people and more on your purpose. You start to realize that peace doesn't come from perfect circumstances. It comes from trusting that you've already survived worse and come out stronger. The strength you gained in the storm becomes your armor for the next battle and your wisdom for the next breakthrough. When you look back, you'll see that what once felt like chaos was actually preparation. The storm taught you patience when you couldn't see progress, discipline when you wanted to give up, and courage when fear tried to silence you. You began to understand that growth doesn't happen in comfort, it happens in conflict. Every storm shapes you into someone more focused, more grounded, and more unshakable. You learn that faith isn't believing when everything makes sense, but trusting even when nothing does. The same storm that once made you cry is now the reason you stand taller. You've been built by battles that others didn't see, and that unseen strength is what's carrying you toward your next victory. There comes a moment in life when you can no longer let the weight of the past dictate your direction. You've carried the hurt, the disappointment, and the memories for far too long. You've replayed what went wrong and questioned what you could have done differently. But now it's time to shift your focus. There is power in declaration. And when you say, it's time to get over it, you're not denying your pain, you're reclaiming your authority over it. Those words are not just a statement, they are a decision, a turning point, and a declaration of freedom. It's about standing tall and saying, this moment will no longer define me. When you speak it with conviction, something begins to break inside you. The grip of regret loosens, and the light of possibility starts to shine again. Declaring that it's time to get over it is an act of courage. It means you're ready to stop giving life to what no longer serves you. It's choosing to stop living in yesterday's pain and start embracing today's potential. Every wound, every loss, every betrayal has taken up enough space in your mind and heart, and it's time to evict it. Healing doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment. It comes from creating one. The declaration shifts the atmosphere within you. It tells your spirit to rise, your mind to refocus, and your heart to rebuild. The more you speak it, the more your energy aligns with your purpose. Words carry power, and when you declare release, the process of restoration begins. You must understand that getting over it doesn't mean pretending it didn't hurt. It means you've decided that the hurt no longer has control over your emotions or your future. You're not erasing the memory. You're rewriting its meaning. What once represented pain now becomes proof of perseverance. What once symbolized loss now becomes evidence of strength. Every time you say, it's time to get over it, you are training your mind to focus on healing instead of hurting. You're shifting from being the victim of your story to becoming the author of your comeback. The more you affirm it, the more the chains of the past begin to fall away. This declaration ignites momentum. It invites new beginnings and opens doors that were once locked by fear or resentment. The moment you declare it, life starts responding differently. Opportunities that once seemed distant begin to appear, and strength you thought you lost starts to rise again. You realize that your peace, your joy, and your purpose were never gone. They were just waiting for you to let go of what was. The act of declaring, it's time to get over it, becomes a daily reminder that you are stronger than your past, wiser because of your pain, and ready for what's ahead. You are no longer defined by what broke you. You are defined by your decision to rise beyond it. Every battle, heartbreak, and disappointment you've faced has been preparing you for this moment of awakening. You've carried the lessons, felt the pain, and endured the storms, but now it's time to rise. Life will never move forward while you're anchored to what's behind you. The past was a chapter, not the whole story. You've learned that letting go isn't losing, it's growing. You've discovered that pain may shape you, but it will never define you. You've realized that healing starts the moment you decide to take that first brave step, and that every storm was secretly building your strength for what's coming next. Now you stand at a crossroads where choice becomes power. You can either stay stuck in the replay of what broke you, or you can step into the renewal that's waiting on the other side of surrender. This is the moment to stop feeding the memories that drain you and start declaring life over your future. The doors that once closed on you are no longer your prison. They were redirection towards something greater. You are not who you were back then. You've evolved, endured, and emerged with a fire that cannot be put out. So lift your head, straighten your shoulders, and speak with authority over your life. It's time to get over it, not because you're heartless, because you've healed enough to move forward, not because it didn't matter, but because you matter more. The pain, the past, and the storm no longer own you. You own your future now. This is your season to rebuild, to rise, and to walk boldly into the destiny that's been waiting for you all along.